Welcome to the Let's Get Into It podcast with your girl Samaya. I'm going to be talking with Kale today. I'm gonna let her introduce herself a little bit.
Hi friends, I'm Kale, I'm 25 and I am a single mom of 2.
So she was my foster sister, and now I look at her as a god sister because I'm not in foster care anymore. So like I said, I'm trying to bring these type of videos onto people that I grew up with that are in my life, and I'm going to be doing topics based off of what can pertain to them, okay? So I have my devotion book that I'm going to be reading. It has each calendar day of the year. It's February 9th today, so let's see what it says for today. Heels, not heels. You hear that? Heels, not heels.
Heels.
All right. The Lord God is my strength. He will make my feet like deer's feet.
Amen.
And he will make me walk on high heels. Make sure you read that verse right. God isn't going to make you walk in your high heels. That would be just mean. Sure, we like to get dressed up from time to time, but we know that high heels should be left behind when we need to do some real walking. That was deep right there.
That was really deep.
When we need strength, the Lord God is here to help. Like a deer, we want to be able to walk through the hard times gracefully and climb our mountains with steady feet. We don't want to overcome with weariness, and we clearly don't want to be stumbled the way through our difficulties. Are you in need of God's strength today?
I am.
Instead of reaching for your heels, remember the high heels and God's grace. That is yours to help you walk up them. Sorry, you guys. I'm not really good with popcorn reading, so. Lord God, be my strength today. I have some difficulties in my life. I want to be gracious and be able to endure the hills. I trust you to guide my each and every step.
Amen. That was beautiful.
Thank you. So yeah, it's basically like a scripture. It's broken down into paragraphs, and then it's a prayer at the end.
That's
so I'm like, that's so true. Like, I like reading this because sometimes I read it on a day where I'm like, wasn't I just on that topic?
Yeah.
Like yesterday's was about being faithful and just to continue your life, being grateful for what you have, and don't be so quick to say you want more, which is true for me because I'm always like, I want to do the next thing, I want to do the next thing, but I'm like, let me enjoy what I have now.
See, I feel that. I'm like, okay, what's the next thing I need to take care of? How can I go ahead and get rich tomorrow?
Yeah.
How can I go ahead and have like my mansion, my this and my that, and take care of the whole wide world? It's like, girl, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Just because all of this is for you does not mean that you're gonna get all of this in one sitting. Like
Exactly.
you're just, building peas brick by brick to go ahead and get to where you want to be in line. It's not just gonna happen overnight. So that is really deep.
Yeah. I also have this jar that I would like for my guests to pick from. I'm also going to pick from this. I made this the last day of 2024. It's basically like a random task jar for me to pick from when I'm having a bad day or when I'm feeling motivated to do something new. So we're going to pick from this and we're going to read out what we have.
Let me make sure it's one. Alright.
That's a big one.
Oh.
Probably when I had more ideas.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, when there are bigger ones, I had more ideas.
Oh.
Mine says to take a drive.
Ooh.
I don't know where, but I'm
Taking you with you.
I'm gonna take a drive.
Look.
That'll be nice.
We should go for like a little road trippy trip.
Yeah.
I've been thinking like it would be really nice to just get out, take the kids especially, like go to like Redwoods or something.
Like something early in the morning too.
I'm trying to make it a weekend trip. I'm trying to be out chill.
Yeah, we can definitely find that.
So mine is a little interesting. Mine says visit someone.
Ooh. No, seriously though. Even someone that you haven't seen in a while.
Oh yeah.
You already know who you're
I
gonna
already
visit.
know I'm about to visit.
Okay, she got it.
I got it.
All right, so the topic of today is about locks and hair. As you know, it is Black History Month, so let's get into that. I love that. We both have locks, but we have two different types of locks.
Mm-hmm.
Mine are classified as sister locks.
And I just have like the typical, locks. Mine at first, we're gonna get into this, but the first time I started my locks, I did the coil method. The second time, it was done with the 2-strand method. And so, yeah, I've been rocking my locks for a little bit, y'all.
And how long would you say you've had your locks?
See, sis, I've had my locks. So the very first time I started my lock journey, I started off in June, I want to say, of 2023. At first, I did want sister locks. I went in, they did one sister lock for me to see how I liked it. And then they told me that it was going to be $2,000 to start and $1,000 each retwist. So I looked at them, smiled, and left. And so I was like, yeah, $1,000 for every retwist. I'm like, oh no, I can't do that, Pookie. I can't do that.
That's they played you.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I like sister locks, but I'm not doing sister locks. So what else can I do? And so I actually started off with the faux locks back when I would do crochet hair. Period. Crochet hair is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would get the crochet locks, and I was like, hold up, is that a baddie in the mirror? And so I was like, you know what? I actually will look so good with some decent locks. And I'm like, let's start it up then. So I did get my locks started by the Quill Method back in June of 2023. And due to some car trouble, I wasn't able to see my loctician. And I had a cousin who said that she could help me. She said that she would go ahead and restart my locks I'm sorry, not restart them, but retwist them for me. And so I'm sitting there getting my hair retwisted on this beautiful October fall day, right? And then I'm like, dang, like, ooh, and then I'm looking, I'm like, that's a lot of hair. Like, I know it's been a minute since I had my last retwist, but golly, like, what's going on? She was combing out my hair and retwisting them, like literally combing them out and then retwisting them. So that's what I mean by I got my lock journey restarted in October of 2023, and then I've just been rocking this ever since. Yeah, I've tried a few good different styles. This is my first time trying Bantu knots.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. It's a long story short, but this is my first time wearing Bantu knots since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing Bantu knots before it became a thing. I don't even know what it was called back then, but we just called them little balls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy I had a crush on came up to me one day and he was like, bushes!
Oh.
That little black girl in me died that day.
They weren't braided at that time. They were just like in little balls.
Like they were braided into like little balls. Ask him. Did that make you feel
insecure about?
Oh, absolutely.
What race was he?
He was a black boy.
It's always sometimes these black men.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do they do that?
Turned out he had a crush on me and everything. But it could have been, this could have stemmed from that.
Yeah.
But what he did not know is because of that comment he made that day, I refused to wear that hairstyle ever again. I vowed. I said I would never do it again. Until this time, Black History Month, I said, you know what? If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to go for a very beautiful Afrocentric style. Like, I'm going to own who I am. And I'm like, what better way to do that than to go in here with some Bantu knots? And so I went to my loctician that I was going to before, drove over an hour to go see my Pookie. And I was like, look, sis, like, this is what I want right here. And she was like, I ain't never did no Bantu knots. Let's go ahead and get into it. And so now I'm just like walking around. I've gotten so many compliments.
Yes.
My son, he's 3 years old. He said, Mommy, I like your hair. So it just means the world. It just makes me feel empowered as a woman, as a black woman. I feel like a boss. I can literally get up, throw on some raggedy, rinky-dinky clothes, and still feel like a princess because.
And they look good.
And I'm feeling good. Thank you, Pookie.
Because I know when I tried to do Bantus on my hair, it doesn't give that same effect. It's really? Very, like, not defined. And I don't like how it looks on sister locks. But
gotcha.
Bigger locks is definitely working.
Thank you.
Okay. So, what was your worst hair era? And don't say it was the bushes.
So, y'all, I can't even lie to you. When I was in high school, I want to say my freshman year, I decided to chop my hair off. It was around like November of 2013. I was like, time for a chop. And my mom was like, okay, Pookie. And so she cut my hair. She tried to go ahead and do like I want to say it was probably like an asymmetrical bob. And I didn't like the asymmetricalness to the bob. And so I was like, all right, snip, snip. And so she cut the rest of it off. And then I would do like little styles and stuff here and there. She would do like finger waves for me. She would sometimes curl the top for me. Sometimes she would go ahead and fade the back. One time I was like a bald-headed little boy because she went a little bit too low. But then I just stopped really like making an effort to do my hair. and I would just put some gel in it and slick it back into this most disgraceful looking slick back and throw a rinky dink little headband on and call it a day. And I would not leave the house without my headband.
And it's funny because that's how I met her.
That's how we met.
That's the era I met her in.
I look like somebody's auntie that probably liked other people's aunties.
Now, before your hair was cut, was it perm? What type of hairstyle did you have before you cut?
So, yeah, I've had my hair relaxed pretty much all my life. My mom was definitely relaxing my hair when I was younger. Like I was never walking around without my hair relaxed.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, she was straightening stuff for me here and there. She typically did like a lot of different hairstyles and ponytails and stuff, but yeah.
So it sounds like you had a mom that did your hair a lot growing up.
Oh yeah.
How did that play into you doing your own hair?
See, my mom was the only person allowed to touch my hair. One time she couldn't do my hair and she had my dad did it, and he did such a bad job that the rubber bands popped out immediately, and I went to school and I got made fun of again because my hair was all over the place. Same school, same grade, everything. So that was like a never again thing. But I just feel like the way it impacted me was, it's a little bit hard to explain. I feel like in the beginning I struggled to go ahead and start to do my own hair once like I got old enough where she's like, okay, like, all right, like you're a big girl, you got it. I got clip-ins freshman year before I cut my hair as well. And so I was able to like, straighten my own hair and put my clip-ins in and stuff. I burnt my clip-ins.
Let me say about the clip-in era, she motivated me to get clip-ins, but since her hair was relaxed, it was not going to work for me. My hair was very thick, coarse, gente, whatever you want to call it, 4C. Like, I wanted clip-ins bad, but I just didn't have like the hair texture for it. So like, I remember the clip-in era. Those were real cute, especially if you throw on a beanie or something. Clip-ins was cute.
Clip-ins.
Every day. Did you ever wash them?
I did, but one time I burnt them so bad. I was trying to curl them, and I had the curling iron sitting there curling each curl for like 30, 45 seconds, and then one day I burnt my hair so bad, and I was like, these clip-ins are done for. It smelled like somebody done took a
Can you describe, okay, were the clip-ins kind of like, okay, you have clip, 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 or was it like a whole strand that was, you have to clip?
So, each like little track was a different length. It was just like to
Oh,
fit
it
my
was
hair
track.
perfectly. Yeah, it
So
was
once
tracks.
you burnt a track, it was over.
The track was done. They were
Once
track
you burn the
clip-ins.
track, ain't coming back. Okay,
Yeah.
so it was over with.
It was done.
So once you were done with the clip-ins.
I was just like, all right, like mom, chop. That's when I
Oh,
did the
yeah,
chop and
okay,
everything like
got
that.
you.
And so that was really when I started to do my own hair. I would do like the little, what's it called, the lock method or LCO method. I forget what it's called. Where you go ahead and do liquid, which is like usually water. Then you have your oil and your conditioner. And then I would do like little twist outs or braid outs. And sometimes it would look cute, and other times it looked like I slept rough.
Oh my gosh. Bless you.
Thank you.
What was your favorite hairstyle growing up?
See, I enjoyed having my hair straightened and down, but then my mom was the type of mom that always wanted to add a bump, like, and so I would beg her certain times, like, hey, can you just leave it straight? Can you just leave it straight, please? So, I mean, for myself growing up, that was my favorite.
Okay, that's really good to hear. So, I feel like my favorite hairstyle when I was growing up was having my little pigtails with braids. And I used to love having my little barrettes on them and stuff like that. What had me learning how to do my hair is when my hair was like looking a little old, and my aunt, she would do it, but she wouldn't do it as frequent. So I would be at school taking out the braid, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble if I come home with my hair undone. So when you take out a braid, it's kind of like it's curled and it's already in that format that you can just rebraid over. Even if you don't know how to braid, you can rebraid a braid that you undid.
Yeah.
So that's how I started doing it. I'm like, I unbraided it, and I figured out the pattern, I started braiding my hair. So that definitely helped me on how I started braiding my own hair. So, but when I talk about the worst hair era for me, I lived with a Hispanic foster mom, and I had no other black foster sister in that home. So it was a struggle to do my hair, and that was right when my hair was still at a good length. It wasn't damaged yet or anything. I just came from a black foster mom, and she had my hair done mostly all the time. So when I didn't have that, I started having my hair in like a bun. But it's weird because I would wash it and I would be so lazy when it comes to blow drying it, because I hated blow drying my hair. It was so thick, towards the root, and I just couldn't take the time to blow dry it.
So there was the sun to dry your hair.
Yeah, there was times I let my foster sister straighten my hair. I'm like thinking, oh, like she's straightening it. It was easier to work with because that was before I was really introduced to perms because I wasn't comfortable with doing it on my own. I didn't really care to do it. So it was damaged from that straightener. But it was easier for me to manage my hair and put it in a bun. So I used to go to school, no products. It'll be in a bun like this. And I was just really looking back like, that was the most worst era for me ever. And I'm like thinking back, like I almost tried everything. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start buying oils for my hair. I'm gonna start going to, school, my hair curly. Like it was just not working.
I got something to add to that.
Okay, go ahead.
In my opinion, her worst era is when we went to church camp.
Ooh-wee. And that's nothing. That's another thing I'm gonna get into because hair extension loss is so devastating on a black girl. There was at least 3 times I can count, and I'm gonna tell y'all on different times when my hair fell out. Ooh. So we were at church camp, and that was like what, a week or 4 days?
It was like a week long.
And I think I was like a freshman at the time, maybe 10th grade.
I want to say you were probably a freshman, if not like 8th grade. Like you were younger.
I didn't have braids, and I really wish I got braids when it was time to go to summer camp because what I was doing with my hair, I believe I was doing this. I would have 2 braids like this, but I used to have the added hair going into it, and then I'll put it in a little bun, and then just for me to have that extra hair, I'd have like a pack of hair. I'll get it rough. I'll rub it on the carpet just so I can get some friction.
I see it in my head as you're explaining it.
It actually helps when I rub it on the carpet.
It's not messy
so much. So I just put that right in the back. So when it was time we went to like this little, what'd you say?
We were in the mountains at a church camp celebrating God and being Christians and all that stuff.
What was that party about?
It was like a late night. No, not quite the last night, but it was like just a celebration night. We're just turning up, having a good time, and all in fellowship, dancing like Christians.
Yeah. So I'm dancing.
Grooving, having a good little time.
And I don't know if we went swimming that day earlier or not, because if we did went swimming, I promise you that little thing got wet too. So I'm dancing, and next thing you know, I see some Caucasian guys in the group. They're, woo, yeah, they do that little thing, and then I see like a ball of blackness in his hand.
Oh.
And I'm just like, that looked like hair. Like,
he
where
was
did you
like,
get that from? I turned around and I'm like touching myself, and I'm like, it's mine. And
we
so
did so quick.
And it's like I semi had a crush. Remember?
Yes.
But he wasn't really my crush. He was more so obsessive over me. But he's seen that, and everyone knew. Like, come on, with all the black girls there, you knew it was mine. Because everyone else had like braids or like something.
And there wasn't too many black people there. It was mostly like a Caucasian church.
So I was just like, oh my gosh. And I don't know what I did with my hair when it came to. Maybe we went back and we found it on the floor.
I want to say you went back and found it.
Yeah, I think we went back.
I can't forget my hair.
Without that, I don't know how I would have completed church camp. And that's why I'm just like, I really wish, because I loved box braids, but it was very expensive, and I used to like try to, use my clothing allowance money for me to get my box braids done, because not a lot of foster moms paid for your hair out of their own money. So it was just like, bro, like. But I did have a point where I guess I was told I was taking my hair out too soon. But maybe it's because I didn't know how to,
keep up.
I didn't know how to keep up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was tying them down for the most part, but maybe my hair was just growing out a lot, and they basically didn't really want to pay for box braids. But that was definitely terrible. And then another time my hair fell out was when I had a clip-in ponytail. I was also a freshman. Crazy, right? I had a foster mom that told me, like, oh, use this product, like, it's real good. Like, I used to, like, that product did have my hair slick, I'm not gonna lie, but when I had it in a bun, my hair still wasn't enough, so I got a clip-in ponytail. And I was rocking it for a little bit. I loved it. And it was cheer tryouts. So I go to the bathroom and I put on the clothes that I'm gonna wear for cheer practice. I guess I didn't really make sure my bun was on tight, because, like, come on, I went to school all day, of course it's still on tight. Like, I don't think I really rechecked it. So it was time to do, like, what is that called? Yo, I forgot what type of jump it is in cheer, but it's like the one where you go like this and both legs go up. I'm in the front row trying to show the coach what I got. I do that jump. Once I touch the ground, it feel like a fucking weight just got lifted off my shoulders, and I'm just like, why I feel so light? I turn around, that damn ponytail was on the floor. And I'm just like, bro, why? Like, you know how many people around me seen that? Like, they're still in their stance. They're like, like, you know that little thing that's like, you need to leave. Like, it just felt like everybody just did like a, like, nobody laughed at me. That's the crazy part. Like, nobody laughed. And I really love that nobody laughed at me. Everybody was just like, and I was just like, I think I put it back on.
And kept attention, I'm sure.
Yeah, I stayed for the rest of the practice because my foster mom wasn't there to pick me up anyway. So I would have been looking dumb waiting outside for another 30 minutes. So I kind of just stayed and acted like it didn't happen. But I had to go to cheer tryouts every day in order to secure that spot, and I didn't go back to the next day. So it was over with that. And there was another time where believe it or not, I'm telling y'all, 3 times it happened when my hair fell out. I was taking my driver's test in February. I was pregnant with my daughter. She's born in May, so you can probably think I was probably a little over 6 months pregnant. And, you know, I'm taking my test. I'm pretty much passed, so I'm happy. I'm trying to go inside of the DMV so I can, you know, take my picture and get my other paperwork. As soon as I leave, the driver that was instructing me was like, you forgot something. And he is literally waving my hair. A long piece of hair. He's waving it, and I'm just like, bro. And it was the type of hairstyle that I had like, it was like a ponytail holder, and I put the fake hair onto the ponytail holder. So I had to literally grab it from him and put my whole ponytail back together again. And that was so embarrassing because, you know, at the DMV, everybody can see the outside. You can't really see the inside of the DMV. So I know a lot of people seen that. And I was just like, I'm glad I was done with that instructor. Like, he didn't have to see me again ever at all.
Dude.
So that was terrible.
You never told me that.
Girl, I promise you that happened too. And it was the type of driving instructor that came and did me for 3 times, 2 times. No, 3 times, 2 hours long. And I also got to go with him to take my driver's test.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I was 17 when that happened.
Dude.
And like, this is exactly why I have locks now. Besides the whole hair extensions falling out, I was into the cornrows. I get my hair done. I used to love getting my hair done, but it was just every single time I get my hair done, I hated all the product. I hated the unprofessionalism with females. I didn't like that sometimes I'm like, dang, she's braiding my hair too tight, like I'm freaking bald. I didn't like how some hairstyles looked if I didn't have edges out, and if I did have edges out, I didn't know how to do my edges to make it look like the edges that they did. So it was just a lot, and I was just like, I'm tired. And I actually wanted the type of locks that were known as comb coils. I wanted the comb coil look that would like just go into it. And then I had a patient that came in with sister locks, and I'm just looking at her like, those are bomb. Like, I liked how small they looked. I like how it still made your hair look full. Yeah. And I was just talking to her like, I really want those, I think. She ended up telling me a place that's literally up the street from my house. So that's how I ended up getting them for real. I had my locks since June of 2024, so I'm a little more than 6 months in, and I love them. Like, besides them taking forever to get it installed, I really love them, and I can't wait for them to get longer. I think I'm gonna keep mine for about 4 years. How long do you want to keep yours?
I want to go decades. My aunt had locks, and she had locks down to her butt. She dyed them a few times, and she was known for her locks. So when she cut them off, we were all like, "You're naked." But I mean, her locks are beautiful. If I'm being honest, I'm not 1,000% happy with my locks. I love my cousin dearly, but I do realize like certain parts aren't quite the size that I'm hoping for, or certain ones are like different sizes. Like I have a part that's like this big, and then I have parts that are like this big, and so I'm like, I want all my locks to be even. I do want to go ahead and, like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right. I don't want to do it just because it's like, oh, well, I guess I might as well do it. So I'm like, okay, like, at some point, like, when I get my funds up, like, I'm going to go ahead and find somebody that can go ahead and take them down for me, but then restart them with interlocking them, the interlock method, so they could just be right back into locks again. And then I want them to be a little bit smaller, not quite sister locks. Like, I'm okay now with not having sister locks. You know, in the very beginning, like I said, I didn't want them, but I just feel like they're just a little bit too thick. I'm starting to look more like the Rastafari lock style. I'm like, I want them to be a little bit smaller, small to medium length. I feel like I'd feel decent about, just enough to be able to, you know, switch up my styles and stuff. I think I probably have. I know I have less than 100 locks, and I'm like, I definitely want to go ahead and do pretty much double what I have, if I'm being honest. And then with my parts even, and I even think I want to do like the little seashell looking parts where they're like almost like a triangle, but like they're rounded.
Oh yeah, that's really cute.
I would love to have parts like that, and I just feel like, you know, I'm on this journey and I'm here to stay. I can't see myself taking my locks down anytime soon and then leaving them down.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about, maybe like going another year or two just to grow them out a little bit more and then getting my locks redone. So we'll see what I end up doing.
Have you heard the superstition on how they say don't count your locks?
No.
Yeah, I heard something about how they say that it's not good to count your locks to know how many you have, and I'm just like, that's interesting. I don't think I'll ever count my locks.
That.
But yeah, that's cool because I know some people actually do. Like they have a favorite lock. They have like their shortest lock. I've seen videos.
Yeah, I used to have locks that were like almost like Siamese twins. Like conjoined, like it would come out. It looked like a little Y because like one lock is like split.
I'm gonna see if I have my favorite lock out. I
I
probably don't. It's probably somewhere up in here.
In the beginning, these ones used to always stick out, and so I would always have them like in barrel twist or something like that. I would never have my locks down. I did do 2 strands once, and then I took them down after like 2 weeks. Okay. But I'm like, as they get longer, they're starting to kind of hang the way I want them to. They, I'll be shaking my dress.
Yeah, I think I work like this. Like I like just feeling the shrinkiness while feeling. Like I love to just feel and
they're
just
soft.
Check my lanes.
Yeah, a lane check. I love a good lane check.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all, when it hit my shoulders, it's over.
Yeah, I finally hit my shoulders, and now I'm like at a point where I'm like, I be doing something in my hair now. I'm like, oh, I'm like, Like,
and back to the whole restart thing, because when you first get your locks, there's always something that's just not quite to the T.
Yeah.
And with me, right? In 2023 June, I had my hair out, natural hair. It was right after I had finger waves because I cut my hair for finger waves in April of 2023. So once it was growing back, I dyed it red. And once it was dyed red, I kind of just let the red get out on its own. I didn't re-dye it black. So when I started my locks, I was getting trims and everything like that when my hair was growing back, but the red turned into brown. And when I started my locks, I had a lot of brown in the front, and I hated it because it was giving tarantula. I told everyone, every time somebody said they liked my hair, I'm like, no, I need to dye it because it's giving tarantula. I was trying to get it dyed by the shop that I go to, no shade, but the colorist there definitely gave me, I'm not giving you my money vibes, because I didn't like how she was coming at me very hostile. So I ended up having Melanie, which is her little sister, do my dye. And I love how she did it. I don't think you were there.
I don't think so either. I did not.
You
know
were
that.
coming back from Disney on Ice.
Oh.
So yeah, I was just like, man, I'm gonna dye my hair real quick, and she ended up dyeing my hair. But it was literally just like the front and the ends. Like they're telling me, oh, you don't want to dye your hair if you're under a year in.
Yeah, they
I'm
say
just like,
that.
Come on, it was literally the tip. But now I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, they're smaller. It would be different. They're like a lot thicker. I feel like the smaller they are, the easier it is for them to lock up and stuff.
Exactly.
So, I mean, for me, I do want to dye my locks. I actually am going to go for like a nice, sexy, hot pink. I thought about doing like an ombre, kind of like brown, a little bit of like a dirty blonde with like some hot pink tips, like fierce and fabulous. But I think I want to wait like maybe 1 more year because they are, they're
all right, you know how to play Connect Four?
No.
You really don't? I was about to say, it's been a while, so it's like, I don't know.
You mean to tell me how to get 4 in a row?
All right, let's set this up real quick. You want to be blue or yellow?
I'll be blue because you know what I am.
I don't know what these little question marks are, so we're going to ignore those ones.
Yeah, I've never played with the question marks, to be honest.
All right, we can just keep that right there.
Is this in the locking position?
Huh?
Is it in the lock position?
Yeah, let's make sure.
Nope, it's not. Ooh, but it is now.
All right. So, my get into it topic will be makeup.
Period.
So, I can definitely say that I'm not like an everyday makeup user. The last time I got my makeup actually done was in March of 2023 because I had a photo shoot and I just wanted my makeup done. I don't know how to do makeup for nothing. And I feel like I'm in the point of my life where I want to start wearing makeup because I be looking naturally tired. Although I'm naturally beautiful, I be looking tired. I'm just trying to look into what I can do to not look so tired.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for me?
Honestly, I feel like it kind of starts off with like just the typical self-care, making sure that you get good sleep, making sure that you, did I just do 2?
I don't think so.
Okay, that was it. Making sure that I'm like you drinking water, eating your fruit and veggies. I guess in like ways you can kind of like look into different like body care and stuff. They say that Koreans have like the best like body care and skincare and stuff. But I mean, honestly, I don't think you look rough. I mean, I feel like the more you take it on, the worse it's gonna be. So just if you are gonna put on makeup, don't feel the need to just go ahead and go ham and go crazy.
Yeah, I definitely don't want that cakey look. I really just want like a soft glam. Like I kind of don't even want my whole face. I just really want my bags covered, and I want to be able to do lashes and have lashes on sometimes. And I don't know how to put on lashes, so I'm just like, I need to invest in doing that because I do want to start, feeling more pretty when I first wake up. Cause I be at work, I look in the mirror and I'm like, dang, this how tired I look. Like, although I'm wearing a mask, like I be looking tired, and I don't like that.
Valid.
So I have a couple things, like I don't really know what to get, but I have concealer, I have foundation. I know I need like a different like blender, because I'm like, can't I just get away with only doing concealer and foundation to clear up my bags?
I mean, basically that's kind of what I do. Like I just do like a little bit of concealer right here, and then I do foundation, blend it really well. Oh my eyebrows. So I don't even do mascara. Okay. I don't do mascara. I mean, like most people do, like they wouldn't leave the house without mascara, but I don't even.
Yeah, I don't do it because like my eyelashes are so like short and curly. I don't see the point of me trying to pop them out.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna see them. I'm just like, I need to get in some more makeup ideas. Do you have any get into it or get out bitch topics?
I guess to talk about like how many of us are like single parents. I just feel like co-parenting, in my eyes, I always kind of expected it to be one way, and I was a little bit shocked when I saw that it wasn't quite what I was expecting. I completely botched that up, but that's okay. I had the idea that, whenever me and my kid's father broke up, like we would be able to go ahead and continue on this journey and be, co-parents and be friends and get along for our kids' sake. And unfortunately, the idea that I had is just not reality. I feel like I have certain expectations that I feel aren't too much, and he has different ideologies and different beliefs as what's best for our kids versus the things that we have talked about in the past. And so it's just very interesting to try to get along with somebody that you just feel like there's no getting along with. Any tips for that?
I'm in a whole different boat. Because in a way, I'm a single parent in a relationship.
Yeah.
With her dad in her life. So it's like different. Like when he has her, I don't try to like bombard and whatever he has going on. But I do try to like tell him certain things. Like, oh, here's her jacket, but I don't know, because I kind of just let him do his own thing.
Yeah,
I really do.
I feel like when they're not in my care, then that's just the babysitter that I have, whether it's my number one pick or not, and then I just have to just take it and run with that, because thinking about it as a co-parenting relationship is just too much. Like, it's just always going to be something. I feel like for certain people, they would almost rather there be some type of strife and me being happy or me be struggling or whatever than to just get along. Like, there is no teamwork. And so I'm like, how can this ever change? Yeah.
And it's like, you would think it gets easier as they get older?
I think it's just more and more stuff that happens as they get older. And so for me, I'm just like, I really have to just disconnect myself from the situation. Like, I don't even look at them as like, oh, you're my kids, like, dad and stepmom. I'm just like, oh, here's some babysitters, take the kids, have a good time, keep them safe, and I'll see them when I get them, and, then I'll just go back and do things how I do. I don't feel like we can communicate, we can't communicate about doctor's appointments, like, we can't communicate about, like, just everything is an argument. Like, if one child wants to go to some place, then it's an argument because why does the child want to go, for instance, like, to Disneyland or something? Why does she want to go there? Well, like, am I supposed to say no? Like, those things, like, it's just always something. And so I feel like if you ever have a situation where there's just no getting along with your co-parent, just remove yourself from the situation in every way that you can.
Especially if it's like when they're with him, like you don't bombard. He shouldn't be like bringing up certain things that are unnecessary to you if they're in his care. Unless it's something serious, that's what he should focus on.
Yeah.
And you can ignore his little, smart remarks and every little thing that he's talking. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the first step. I'd say ignore it.
See, I used to do a lot of ignoring, but I realized like I'm the type of person that like people almost want to push me around because it's like, oh, well, she's not gonna do anything. She's not gonna do anything. And until I'm just like, did not tell you. Yeah. So I actually recently had to go ahead and make it very clear. Don't ask me nothing. Don't reach out to me for nothing. Don't tell me anything unless it's about A, B, and C.
Yes.
If it's not about A, B, and C, keep it till we go to court.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
Honestly.
Put your foot down. Like, if you're not happy with what's going on, put your foot down and then just set out some ground rules to just make sure that your kids are straight.
And also, like, don't make him feel superior. Like, for instance, if you started, when you started her in dance, I hope you didn't, like, include him.
Oh, they don't even know that I was in dance because that would be an argument.
Well, she's gonna probably talk about it.
And if she doesn't, that's fine.
But it has nothing to do with it.
I don't go out of my way to tell, like, I didn't even tell them, like, this might be iffy for some people. I didn't even tell them that my daughter had a cold immediately when she got the cold because, number one, I'm there, I'm taking care of her. She's good, she's straight. But when she goes into your care, you're going to know this is what has been going on. This is why she missed the last 2 days of school. Because then it's going to turn into, oh, well, maybe you should have done this better. Or maybe you can do that better. So it's just like, I just kind of feel like, to keep, if it's not life or death, like one time my son had to be rushed to the hospital. We had to call 911 and everything. I hadn't talked with his dad in months. His dad hadn't seen him in months. You need to come meet me at the hospital right now. We go to the hospital and then he's trying to tell his son to slap me and to pull my hair and all this other stuff. I'm like, and he's sitting here bragging about all his money. Meanwhile, he hasn't been taking care of his kids at the time. So I'm like, oh, like, what's the point of like involving you in these things if you can't be the support that I need as a parent to be the support that they need? Like, I just feel like you supporting me is supporting them. I'm not saying you gotta be best friends. I'm not saying you gotta kick me down with nothing. You don't have to give me a dime outside of taking care of your kids. But it's just like, we both need to have a mutual understanding, respect. You can have different political beliefs and different wants and lives and goals and all this other stuff. You can go ahead and be monogamous. You can be polygamous. I don't care. Just make sure that these two are straight and I'm gonna do the same.
And it's like, if he's not hearing your words, he's gonna feel your actions. So exactly what you just explained, put your actions to it, and that he'll be quiet after that.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, as long as you put it with action, no more words with him.
No words.
Like, he need action. So give him that action.
Period.
So anyone else that's dealing with struggling co-parent relationship,
take that action.
Just take action and be quiet. That's what I have for that.
Yeah,
because it is what it is. So
yeah,
we're gonna put this game up and we're gonna do a closeout. All right, thank you so much, Michaela, for coming onto this video. If you guys understood how many times we had to really find a good day, redo this so many times, this is finally done. I'm so proud of us. Thank you so much for coming on. And that's a wrap.
That's done.
Bye, guys. That's it.